Every 60 years, something happens in the cosmos that gives us permission to stop shrinking and to stop playing small. And this month, it is actually happening again. And if you don't pay attention, you might miss it. I am Erin Patten, also known as Master L, and I am the host of the Meta Business Millennial podcast. And in today's very special episode, we're going to talk about this rare cosmic convergence that's happening that we absolutely need to pay attention to in order to take full advantage of it. And just as a disclaimer, I am no astrologist by any means. However, I am a metaphysical practitioner. I love paying attention to astrology and what's happening in the cosmos as it relates to really amplifying my business and the businesses that I work with, the clients who I work with. And so without further ado, let's get into this because I think it's really important for us to understand what is actually happening in the next few days that's really going to accelerate. And when I mean accelerate, I mean really amplify our dreams, our passions, and our desires in this next iteration of our life. Okay, guys? So what's happening on February 17th is a few things. So first and foremost, it's the Ring of Fire solar eclipse, which is essentially a complete energetic reset. It's really an opportunity for us to let go very easily and very calmly of all the things that no longer serve us so we can energetically be prepared and amplified and have the ammunition to go after what we need to go after. The second thing that's happening around the same time is the Lunar New Year, also known as the Chinese New Year. So you probably see a lot of decorations, a lot of red and lanterns and dragons. Well, this is the Lunar New Year. So technically, it really is the beginning of the new season, the ushering in of the spring energy. We already feel it getting a little bit warmer. All the Arctic storms and things are behind us. So this is the ushering in of the new energetic frequency that starts at the beginning of a new cycle. And the third thing that's also happening around this time, this February 17th time, is the year of the horse. It is not just the year of the horse, it's the year of the fire horse. Okay. And that is actually the event that happens every 60 years. It's very rare and it's very unique and it's very special. The fire horses, we're going to get into it. So, why this matters. I'm sure you're like, why does this even matter? Well, the energy that's coming through for all of us is the energy that we need to really move to that upgrade to that next level. A lot of us have been feeling the itch, have been, I've heard from friends, clients, colleagues, laid off from jobs, fired from jobs, unexpectedly, these, deaths in the family, things are happening in their lives that are really catalytically awakening people. And like, I need to start doing what it is that I love. Because F what's going on, fuck what's going on in my life. It's not making sense. So let me actually do what makes sense for me. And that's what I love to do. Okay. And so a lot of people around the world are feeling this energy, whether they know about it or they don't know, whether they're conscious or unconscious about it, whether they know, whether they don't know, you're going to feel this energy. So that's why the more, attention you pay to it, and what's that phrase that we all know, where your focus goes, where your attention goes, energy flows. So the more you're able to be aware of the energetic things happening around you, the more you're able to allow that energy to flow with you and amplify that what you're doing in your life. So really think of it as like the cosmic wind at your back. Okay. So the fire horse in particular is really special because it's historically feared because the fire horse woman is independent. She's speaking up, she's speaking out. And particularly in like Japanese, Chinese culture, this was something that people really, I would say, avoided. They would avoid having girls in the year of the fire horse because these were the type of women that people feared. The very powerful, energetic, outspoken woman. And so many of us fall into that category, whether we're born in the fire horse year or not. We really have that energy. And it is something not to be feared. It is something, however, to be refined. I don't even want to say harnessed because it doesn't need to be contracted necessarily. It just needs to be refined and utilized in the right place at the right time. Okay. So I know that sounds familiar for a lot of us. So how this really relates to your business is really crucial, because this is essentially where everyone's like, okay, how do we practically use all this cosmic, metaphysical, spiritual woo-woo stuff, Erin? You're always talking woo-woo. Like, how do I actually use this in my life? Well, first and foremost, it's about the initiation, and it's about the starting of something, whether you've been already working on it or you are starting something brand new, fresh out the gate. This is essentially what this energy is supporting. And I love it because I just recently launched my hair product, Raw Beauty, my hibiscus petal hair growth oil. I really love it. I really love the the journey of being a business owner and starting something new and being creative and getting nervous about asking people for help around it. I just love everything about starting something new. And before, I have to say, it used to be really scary. I used to have so much fear around selling myself and talking to people about what I do. And now it just gives me so much joy, and I love it so much. And you're probably like, Erin, how did you get here? Well, I got here by doing it, by Nike checking it, by just doing it. And so the initiation, the just doing it, the just starting of it is exactly what this energy supports. Okay. So these are what I call identity-led decisions versus goal-led decisions. So we are moving right now off of what gives us energy, what really moves from our identity. For me, these hair products really move from my identity because I love beauty. I love fashion. I love creation. I love the ingredient structures and the scientific aspects of the compounds and the components, and really making sure that they're healthy and non-toxic and they're safe, and all these things like that actually is pouring from my purpose and my identity. So this is essentially what you want to be focusing on as well. So you want to ask yourself, who am I stepping into this year? Not what am I achieving, how much money I want to make. Who am I stepping into this year? And that's really going to be the question that allows you to have more of these identity-led decisions, okay? And then the second piece is like what we're all here for is the velocity, the momentum, the movement. That essentially is what this fire horse energy is going to bring for you. It's going to make sure that once you align to that identity-led decision, you're going to skyrocket. Guaranteed. I already feel it in my being. I already feel so many people are interested in the hair products. So many people are interested in what I'm doing. I'm getting calls and things that really are aligning. And it's like, okay, ooh, this is feeling like I'm writing a book right now. I'm getting people interested in my book. So it's just like I have all these little projects that I've been juggling for a while, and now they're finally having some fire underneath them. I even shared with you guys recently on Instagram. I had been hovering at 5,000 followers for years. And now in just the past couple months, I went from like 5,000 to 12K. So it's like I've had 7,000 people follow me just in the past few months. So, and these are real people. I'm seeing the profiles coming through. I'm checking them. People are messaging me. So I know they're real people. And so this is what I mean around the velocity. We got to take advantage and be aware of the speed at which these identity-led decisions, these things that you're calling forth, these desires that are aligned to your purpose are coming into your life. So this is really about the feminine flow that we're moving into, and it's not the masculine hustle. We're not grinding here. We're just flowing, okay? And the third piece of it, so it's the initiation, the velocity, the momentum, and the third piece is the courage. Okay. And this is the piece that really, when I always show you guys, I always show y'all the Map of Consciousness by Dr. David Hawkins. I don't have it here to show you, but I'm just going to suggest that you look up the Map of Consciousness by Dr. David Hawkins. But the courage energy is the tipping point, my friends. The courage is what gets you into power-led lifestyle. It moves you from force, like I said, the hustle, into power. That's the tipping point on the energy scale of the Map of Consciousness. So we want to be thinking about how we can embody more courage. And this is courage as in self-confidence, as in security, as in unconditional trust in God, unconditional trust in self. This is the courage that I'm speaking to, guys. So we're not trying to conquer anything in this courageous pursuit. We're not trying to look at our competitors and pass people up. We're really turning our focus inward in the courage, meditating daily. What is it that I need from you, God? What is it that I need from myself to get to this next level? And that's how we're actually moving. That's how we're actually progressing in this stage. And this last piece is really about the power moves. We want to make sure that when we're moving from power, like I said, the courage aspect, and not from force. So really, who are you becoming? Really declare your identity clearly. This is how you really start to refine that power. Who am I becoming? What's my identity? Write it down, say it out loud. If you don't have the pen and paper always next to you, look in the mirror. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Really start to affirm your identity. And then the second piece are the sacred no's. These are the boundaries. These are the things that we will not accept any longer. It just hurt too much, period. Like, that's really what it is for me. It just hurts too much. I feel it. I'm such a sentient being, and I thank God for the sentience. I thank God for the feelings, because they are my guidance system. They tell me where to go, who to talk to, who not to talk to, where not to go. So you really want to practice those sacred no's. Like, no, I can't do this relationship anymore. No, I can't do this job anymore. No, I can't do this kind of work anymore. Those are the sacred no's, the boundaries that we start to set to really protect ourselves and our identity, okay? And the third piece is the momentum mapping. It's a very technical term, but I'm going to describe it here for you. Identify one move that creates returns in your life. So is that one move going to be something that's just checking a box? Like, am I just doing this to check the box, or is this really going to move the needle for you? And this is something that takes strategy, this momentum mapping. It takes conversations. It takes coming back to your strategies, working with your AI's tools, working with your team, working with your inner self, and really mapping which direction do I want to go. And this is it's an iterative, I would say, cyclical process. Like, you make some movement, you come back and you revise. You make some movement, you come back and revise. So the momentum mapping is an iterative process, and really be kind with yourself, because sometimes you may think you want to go this direction, and you see how much it costs, you see what your budget numbers look like, you see what kind of people it's going to require, and you got to dial it back a little bit. You got to, maybe push it out down the timeline. So this is not necessarily a no, maybe later. So really think about how you're going to map your progress. And and then the last piece, I really, really want to inspire you guys around what this energy is, the real initiation around it. And it really is coming from heart-centered leadership. The year of the fire horse is truly around alignment with your heart-centered truth, your heart-centered purpose, and your heart-centered leadership. And I really want you to ask yourself, what do you want to do with this energy right now? I'm giving you a lot of questions just to prompt you around it, because the more you get curious, like how God always says, like, when you remain like a child, then you know the kingdom of God, you know the kingdom of heaven. And the thing about children is they're just curious. They ask a lot of questions without judgment. So the more questions you can ask yourself, like, what do I want to do with this energy right now? Where do I want to go with this energy right now? What do I want to go with my life, my love, my purpose right now? The more questions you can be asking yourself, the more curious you can get, is the true initiation. It's the true opportunity to rise and ascend in your fire horse year, as a fire horse woman, as a fire horse man. And so every time you choose your sovereignty, every time you choose yourself, you continue to be rewarded. You always are rewarded for speaking your truth, for being vulnerable, for being in your authenticity, and for being sovereign. It may not always look like it on the surface. It may not always look like it at the time. We have to remember that we're in this four-dimensional reality where, there is, space, time, physical bits, there's energy, there's so many different components, the depth, the width, the height type energy, and the time axis. So we have to allow time to do its work too. So we see things in our mind, and we have to give the universe, give the spatial energies around us time to manifest that which we see in our mind. So really in this initiation process is around the unconditional trust that your vision will manifest it when the right time, place, and condition align. Okay? So I want to leave you guys with that truth and these knowings and these gifts and these ideas so that you can continue to flourish in this fire horse year. It is coming upon us very quickly. And if you feel this in your soul, like if you feel this, I really want you to DM me so we can talk about it. I am Erin Patten across social media, and certainly in the comments, drop, fire horse in the comments, or so what you felt really resonated with you most about this episode. And of course, I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel and continuing to share this message with friends. I really love what I do and love showing up for you guys. And if you're interested in learning more about what I do, my website is erinpatten.com. And you can learn so much more about my offerings and energetic work, metaphysical work business at my website. So without further ado, I really invite you to ponder, reflect on this last message before I go. And it is this: you were never, ever too much. The world has been just too small. Simple as that. Let the ring of fire burn away anything that asks you to shrink. Okay? You were never too big. This world, maybe just a little too small. So allow what is asking to be released from you to go and send it away with gratitude. All right, you guys, much love and light. Peace. Did you really love this episode of the Meta Business Millennial Podcast? Well, I am honored, and I appreciate you subscribing, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends, because your feedback allows us to co-create more enlightened conversations. And if you're interested in growing your soul now, head over to my website, erinpatten.com, to find all the show notes, links, and free resources to get your energy activated today. In the meantime, stay bright, my friends. Much love and light. Peace.